I've lost 26 pounds. I feel much more alert at work. I feel much more energetic. I feel much more upbeat. Even though we're still working from home, I feel much more confident in leading meetings. I have, women compliment me on my body, on first and second dates, just completely out of the blue, completely not even mentioned before. I didn't have to compromise nearly as much as I thought I was going to be. It's kind of like the old adage, just work smarter, not harder.
Hey, William here, and I am here with client Jake. Today, Jake is a product planning manager, and we've managed to lose so far 26 pounds. And in fact, he actually lost 25 pounds in the first 14 weeks of us working together. We've got plans now to focus more on, the building muscle aspect. We've been doing that, but we really want to focus on that now. Jake, he's been working hard. We're really happy with his results. So we just thought we'd make this video here to inspire you guys to take some action, to get some results. And that's exactly it. So Jake, tell everyone, first of all, where were you before the coaching? What was your situation?
Yeah, absolutely. So when I first, before I joined the program, I was really working out, but I didn't have any sense of direction. I would kind of just work out with my buddies. I would, just YouTube different videos and exercises to do. Didn't really even have a notebook. I would just go into the gym and I felt like, oh, I'm going to do chest and tris today, or, oh, I'm going to do shoulders today, or, oh, today's going to be leg day. But there was no real structure behind it. There was no real strategy. I just felt like, if I kept benching and doing chest exercises over and over, I'd make a lot of gains and make a lot of progress and be happy with where I'm at. And certainly as a beginner, I definitely made those gains. I made those strides, but it got to a point where I was really plateauing. I felt unmotivated. And with the quarantine last year, I was starting to gain quite a bit of weight. And it was like the first time in my life, I actually had to kind of evaluate where I was at health-wise. And I realized that my current strategy of just kind of going with whatever I felt like doing wasn't really leading to any of the results that I wanted to truly have. And since joining Will's program, I feel like I've got a much better strategy, and I feel like I have much better direction overall.
Yeah, 100%. I remember when we first started speaking, you even told me about, it was a time issue as well. Like it was almost like a commitment and time together, right? I mean, you're working quite hard with your job at that point in time as well, right? Like you're working pretty long days.
Definitely. So I was doing the working from home grind, working 40, 50 hours a week. So definitely full time, definitely a lot of times, overtime. And I work international with my company and my team. So definitely a lot of tricky times and meetings, whether it's early in the morning or late at night, kind of affecting my schedule.
Yeah, and did you notice any, effects of your energy before we started? Let's say with your productivity, with your work, let's say like energy levels, consistency, staying focused. Where were you at in regards to that before the coaching?
I was definitely noticing that I was getting tired way faster. Sitting at my computer desk for 8, 9 hours a day with minimal breaks, I just felt completely drained. And even though I hadn't done a lot of physical activity, I just felt so tired. It was really difficult to stay motivated, honestly, difficult to stay confident and upbeat. I felt drained every single day. It was just a struggle at a certain point just to get through a regular 8-hour workday.
Yeah, it's crazy, because it's your body is the one engine that you have fueling everything you do. So your productivity, the energy you bring to your work, your family, whatever it is that if you aren't even taking care of like the one engine that you have fueling everything you do, that's going to be a result. You're going to have lack of energy, lack of drive, motivation. You're probably going to be losing money as well. If we're going to be looking what kind of job you have as well. So that's a big thing. And tell everyone, where are you now? I know you touched upon that just a little bit before, but where are you now after the coaching? Of course, we're still coaching together, but yeah, in comparison to where you started, where are you right now?
Yeah, so I started the program in January, and 9 months in, as Will mentioned, I've lost 26 pounds. I feel like I've made so many gains just with my knowledge of lifting and strength training overall. I feel like I have a much better strategy and understanding of the nutrition that I need to be doing it to take care of myself. I definitely feel stronger in the gym. I feel like I'm much more athletic overall. In the pickup sports that I do with my friends, I feel like I know it sounds silly, I feel a little more explosive as an athlete. But just my actual personal life, I feel much more alert at work. I feel much more energetic. I feel much more upbeat, much more confident in myself. I just overall, I feel like I've been able to take initiative in my profession, even though we're still working from home. I feel much more confident in leading meetings. Honestly, even though I've had my main focus be the physical aspect on where I want it to be. I feel like overall, my entire life approach has helped a lot, and being a part of Will's program has been a holistic approach for me, and I feel like it's paying dividends elsewhere.
Yeah, that's awesome. And let's touch upon that confidence aspect. What would you say? I know obviously you mentioned how you lead teams. It's affecting that. Has it affected anything else? Just like how you go about everyday life. Let's say, I don't know, you're walking on the beach and you just feel good. I mean, you tell me, where have you noticed that confidence has really affected you in your life, other than obviously just work?
Definitely, I would say, um, honestly, just every aspect of my social life. I haven't seen some people in close to a year, given the quarantine, and I've had so many people come up to me and say, "Wow, Jake, you look fantastic. You definitely lost a lot of weight." Walking around the beach, I feel much more confident. In the dating game, I feel a lot more confident. I've had women compliment me on my body. On first and second dates, just completely out of the blue, completely not even mentioned before. I just feel so much more confident getting those types of compliments from friends and professionals, and it's honestly an awesome feeling. And I just feel like I'm continuously building this momentum, and it's translating into other aspects of my life.
Yeah, that's awesome, and it's so not spoken about enough. When you start looking good and feeling good, just the way you present yourself to people, people pay attention. And you even just said, obviously, it's like you didn't even do anything except for just work on yourself. You got in good shape, you started feeling better, and people were just coming to you. They're complimenting you. You've just got this presence about you when you walk around.
Definitely, it's crazy that I always felt like I was in decent shape, and I always had a few people compliment, oh, you've got some muscle and stuff. But focusing more on the little things and losing that body fat, it's definitely been a night and day transformation, from where I started with the program. And it's definitely, like we've touched on, it's spilled over, beyond just the physical aspect. I feel much more mentally, emotionally, and better about myself.
That's awesome, man. And let's touch upon that nutrition aspect for a bit. Obviously, overall we've lost 26 pounds. It takes obviously a little bit longer for those last few pounds, but we pumped through those 25 pounds in the first 14 weeks. So that process, how was that, relative to your expectations? Was it as hard as you thought it was to go and lose that weight?
I won't lie, when we first developed our nutrition plan, I was definitely a bit worried. I was definitely nervous on, how was I going to do this? This was the very first time in my life that I had to really look at myself and say I had to lose weight. I had to really start taking my nutrition seriously. I had to take it under control. I developed a strategy, and I won't lie, I was pretty intimidated when we developed the calorie counting strategy, hitting our macros. This was all pretty new to me. I had never done this before. But having the coaching with the weekly calls helped a lot. The nutrition guide helped a lot, and I realized that I was able to blend stuff that I like to eat anyways into my nutrition plan. I feel like there's always this perception when we hear people are on a diet, all they're eating is just 1,000 calories a day and veggies, and all they're doing is drinking water, and there's no room for fun. I realized that counting the calories and being more strategic about it, I could continue to eat some of the things that I like, but be smarter about it overall. And I was able to find new meals that I enjoyed cooking, found new different dishes that I like to prepare. I personally like to cook. I try to cook every day. And so this was a great experience for me to learn about different things that I could meal prep for and cook for, and still hit my calorie and nutrition goals overall.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's something that's, the flexibility is key, especially for most people, especially if you're watching this and you've got a busy job and, you're always on the go. It's that flexibility is going to be crucial for the sustainability, right? Because it's just unrealistic. Let's say you got social events, you're going to eat out. Pretty sure there's a few times where, you would have social events and you had to be flexible. There's no way you're going to go in with your Tupperware of chicken and rice, right? And do that for the rest of your life. It's just unrealistic. So that flexibility is absolute crucial thing for that longevity, right? And that's what the approach should always be with the training, with the nutrition. It's long term in mind. The plan is not to get you to lose weight and then just put it all back on because it's unsustainable. This is a way of living, right? So now it's like we want to make this just a lifestyle. Health is a lifestyle choice essentially. So just touching upon that, what would you say your biggest takeaways were from the program?
I would say it's honestly way more important to train and eat smarter than it is to do the traditional kind of mindset of, oh, I just have to lift harder and, diet and cut as lean as possible. There's a lot of flexibility that you mentioned, as long as you train smart. We were lifting 4 times a week, and we were still focusing on different areas of the body, which is something I had been doing before, but I was much more smarter about it. I was warming up before. I wasn't doing, you know, different exercises in the past. I was just being smarter about my whole strategy. I was supersetting. I was learning new exercises. I was finally breaking through. In the past, I always followed just a basic pyramiding with my sets of starting at 12 and then working my way down to 10, 8, 5, 6 reps and just increasing the weight. But I realized that if I just trained smarter and I started with lesser weight, but changed my set count strategy or my rep count strategy, this was going to increase strength, or this was going to build more muscle, or this was going to cut. With the nutrition, it was the same thing, just counting the calories I was eating and make sure I was having good quality sources of food in that nutrition plan that I had. Honestly, just being smarter about it, I didn't have to compromise nearly as much as I thought I was going to be, and it ended up making the whole program work better. It's kind of like the old adage, just work smarter, not harder. And I found that to be very true about this.
100%. That's something that most people don't understand is they're already putting more than enough time into their health. They're just not allocating their time wisely, right? And if you're relatively new to working out, you may not know what pyramiding is and all of this stuff. But basically, a common mistake I always see people do when they start working out, they'll just keep lifting to heavy weights until they think it's heavy and challenging, and they'll be like, great, that was a great workout, but there's no plan there, right? Like, we always came in with the plan. We knew what numbers we're going to hit for how many sets, how many reps, was all laid out, and the progression was laid out week by week, so you could just be a robot, switch off, and just follow the plan, right? That it was just intentful, and there was quality over the quantity, and that's what most people say. If you just understood that concept, I've got a friend who was working out every day, and now he's working out 4 times a week, even less, getting better results as well. So it's super crucial just to understand, why you're doing what you're doing, and you're going to save so much more time. And you even told me yourself, right, in our calls, that you had way much more energy after the workouts as well, right?
Definitely. I felt like my dopamine levels were way higher. After the first week or two of the exercises, I felt like I had broken through that plateau. I felt like this is truly something that's going to change my approach to my physical fitness and my nutrition and my overall health and well-being. The endorphins were kicking in, the dopamine was kicking in, and I just felt the energy levels rise. And all I had to do was just be a little smarter about what I was doing. It was just a few tactical changes, and it ended up paying huge dividends for me.
That's awesome, man. Yeah, and that's essentially it. You got to take care of your health, do it right, and then you're going to start seeing so many more benefits, so much more energy, mental clarity. Your shape's going to change. People are going to notice. It's not about that, but it's a good, good little plus, and it's a lifestyle. And I'm really happy for you, man. I'm looking forward for the next few weeks where we're going to be doubling down on that muscle and that strength gain. So that's going to be fun. But if you're watching this interview and you either haven't started or you just don't feel like you're optimizing what you're doing to get stronger, to lose fat, to get in shape, whatever that is, don't be afraid to get in touch with me, right? Of course, this is something that is specifically for people with busy lifestyles. You want to do better in your career, you want to have more energy, and so on and so forth, right? So if that's you want to focus on improving your health, don't be afraid to reach out. We can keep in touch to see how I can help you exactly. Either way, Jake, thank you so much for your time here. Thanks for inspiring everyone. Your story is awesome. And yeah, looking forward to it.